Looking through the case involving Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle's Secretary General, a case of legal enforcement, or a political coercion in the form of criminalizations. Hi, I'm Cynthia. So today we'll be talking about what's happening today in the light of the case involving Hasto Kristianto, or as we usually refer to as the Secretary General of PDIP. As we know, the trial for Hasto Kristianto's case is currently ongoing. There are two allegations directed to the Secretary General of PDIP. First, he is accused of obstructing the investigations of Harun Masikui's bribery case, and second, Hasto is also accused of being involved in the bribery of Wahyu Setiawan. However, as the trial of this case almost come to an end, there are some things to take notes of on this matter. First, there are two previous judicial decisions in regards to this case that have already obtained permanent legal force in 2020. Both of these decisions actually shows that there are no findings that show Hasto's involvement on the bribery of Wahyu Setiawan. Moreover, in these two decisions, it is clear that the bribery fund is completely given by Harun Masiku. None of it came from Hasto Kristianto. Second, testimony of the witnesses. From the cross-examinations of witnesses, so far there are not a single witness that can testify the involvement of Hasto Kristianto in Harun Masikui's case. Moreover, most of the witnesses does not comply with the qualifications of witnesses under Section 1, number 27, Indonesian Code of Criminal Procedure, as they aren't the one to hear, see, or experience the things they testified. But even under the qualifications of Testimonium de Auditu, the testimony from witnesses did not show any indication of Hasto's involvement in Harun Masikui's bribery case. Instead, the testimony from Saiful Bahri, Nur Hasan, and Kusnadi had rather shows that Hasto does not have any involvement in this matter. On the other side, Professor Todung Mulya Lubis, an Indonesian expert in dispute resolution law, had stated that this case is more of a political criminalizations or a fight for power. This is due to this case being heavier on the political nuance, as in his perspective, this case had been processed with malicious intent and disrespect of the law. As an example, he pointed out the disturbance to the pre-trial process done by the Corruption Eradicating Commissions or KPK by accelerating the transfer of case files to the court. As we know, Hasto Kristianto as Secretary General of PDIP is indeed a very vocal person in terms of advocating against constitutional violations and many issues that happened during the last Indonesian government's administration. Hasto had also previously stated that he had received several threats and intimidations from August 2023. The intimidations further intensified during the Indonesian general elections period and during Indonesian local elections, both happening on 2024. And one of the threats that he received was that he will be made a suspect of the Harun Masikui's case. So what do you think about this? Do you think it is a legal case or a political criminalizations? But aside from that, as the process of examinations and presentations of evidence of this case's ongoing trial had been through, we are optimistically hoping to see a positive outcome for the Secretary General of PDIP. Therefore, let's guide this whole litigation process of this case and pray that justice will truly be upheld.